Tonight, a spring blizzard strands hundreds of drivers in northern Alberta.
Like, we have snowdrifts around me right now that are like 4 feet high.
16 hours trapped on a highway with heavy snow, howling winds, and sub-zero temperatures.
Conditions remain extremely challenging.
The fierce April storm slamming the prairies. OpenAI's CEO apologizes directly to Tumbler Ridge.
Well written, well received, but go fix it now. Like the proof is in the pudding.
Why BC's premier says it's nowhere near enough. The remarkable recovery of a Vancouver toddler severely injured in the Lapu-Lapu Day attack nearly 1 year ago.
God gave us another life again.
And the nurse who helped save the little boy's life.
This is the same kid I did CPR on. And he's walking, he's talking. I felt so good.
Their emotional reunion in the breakdown.
From CBC News, this is The National with Erica Johnson.
Thanks for joining us. We begin in Alberta tonight, where a severe spring snowstorm trapped hundreds of people in their vehicles overnight. A critical highway became impassable, leaving drivers with no options but to hunker down and wait for rescue. This is the scene near Fort McMurray, the southern route in and out cut off. On Thursday, the blowing snow made any hope of rescue impossible. 16 hours later, some drivers were freed, but the rescue operations for about 300 vehicles continues. That storm system is burying parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan too. But let's start on that highway in northern Alberta. Alexander Silberman shows us the chaos that's not over yet.
It's terrible right now. Look at all the vehicles.
In northern Alberta, a powerful blizzard suddenly turning a highway into a parking lot. Hundreds of people on the road to Fort McMurray believed to be stranded in their cars overnight. About 300 vehicles remain.
We have snowdrifts around me right now that are like 4 feet high. I'm going stir crazy.
Charlene Thompson and her family were stuck on Highway 63 for more than 16 hours in sub-zero temperatures. She says cars started sliding off icy roads and into the ditch. Even rescue vehicles couldn't get through.
I have a plow stuck beside us, and I have a tow truck stuck beside us.
Emergency crews and volunteers battled high winds and whiteout conditions to bring food and fuel.
Like, there's one lady, I remember, she was driving a black Dodge. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. And we had to pull her out. And she was like, I've been sitting here for 6 hours and not a single soul came by.
Highways 63 and 881 both shut down, cutting off Fort McMurray to the south. The municipality says some areas along the route saw nearly 60 centimeters of snow. The RCMP is asking drivers to just stay off the roads.
Conditions remain extremely challenging with heavy snow, high winds, and significant drifting.
The massive spring storm system is hitting much of the prairies, bringing multiple rounds of dangerous winds, freezing rain, and heavy snowfall.
We still have relatively cold Arctic air in the north, so that system is tapping into that energy, but also it's tapping into the moisture and the warmth from the south.
Parts of northern Manitoba are also getting a blast of blowing snow and ice pellets. And in northern Saskatchewan, residents are cleaning up as much as 50 centimeters of snow.
A few days ago, the kids were wearing shorts on a really nice day to go to school. Now they're back in ski pants.
Some school bus routes are canceled, and plows are scrambling to keep roads passable.
Roads are brutal. If you don't have to, do not travel, yeah.
More snowfall is expected in parts of the prairies into the weekend, and with below freezing temperatures, it could stick around for a few days.
And Alexander, now there are concerns about potential flooding.
That's right, Erica. It's April, so all this snow will melt soon, and it'll create a lot of runoff all at once. And that could cause water levels on rivers and streams to rise rapidly near communities. But the positive in all this messy weather is it comes at the start of wildfire season, and the extra snow will be a buffer to stop the start of spring fires.
Okay, thanks for this. Alexander Silberman in Regina tonight. The CEO of tech giant OpenAI has apologized to the BC town of Tumbler Ridge for staying quiet about the violent musings of a teenager who later carried out a deadly mass shooting. Tanya Fletcher shows us how that apology is being received.
Nearly 3 months after Tumbler Ridge was rocked by tragedy, an apology to the community. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman acknowledging in a letter his company's failure to flag the shooter's ChatGPT account. "I'm deeply sorry that we did not alert law enforcement," he writes. "While I know words can never be enough, I believe an apology is necessary to recognize the harm and irreversible loss your community has suffered."
Well written, well received, but go fix it now. The proof is in the pudding.
The community still mourning the 8 people killed, including 6 children, one of the worst mass shootings in Canadian history. For BC Premier David Eby, it's not enough, writing, "The apology is necessary, yet grossly insufficient for the devastation done to the families of Tumbler Ridge." OpenAI has faced criticism for failing to notify the RCMP after it banned the shooter's account over posts about gun violence last June. The family of 12-year-old Maya Gabala, who remains in hospital, is already suing the company. The lawsuit claims the company had specific knowledge of the shooter's long-range planning but took no steps to act. But whether the apology itself is an admission of responsibility is unclear.
Is at the very least a recognition that there is a relationship between what happens inside the black box of a generative large language model like ChatGPT and its ability to affect the real world.
The district of Tumbler Ridge has acknowledged OpenAI's apology letter, but didn't directly comment.
Anything that they do is going to fall short. They can't. The outcome that everybody would prefer, which is to have the kids back, that's not something that they can do.
Premier Eby met with the mayor of Tumbler Ridge this week and said police are in the final stages of their investigation into the shooting. After that, a coroner's inquest will take place. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Vancouver.
A former Ontario neurologist has been found not guilty of sexually assaulting 48 female patients. The Crown argued Jeffrey Sloka performed physical exams with sexual intent, but the judge wasn't convinced. Thomas Dagla now with the tense reaction.
After a long and emotional trial that began nearly 5 years ago in a Kitchener, Ontario court, former neurologist Jeffrey Sloka heard a judge tell him he's been acquitted of sex crimes involving 48 patients.
It was surreal to hear not guilty on all charges and to be in that room and see survivors stand up and walk out of the space.
Sloka treated head injuries and migraines at this hospital when allegations emerged he'd performed breast exams and vaginal exams on patients. Some were told to remove all their clothes. Police arrested Sloka in 2019 as dozens of female patients came forward, their identities covered by a publication ban.
All of us were prepared, and I don't think any one of us was prepared for what actually happened.
Yeah, we weren't.
He acquitted. The system is broken.
Sloka denied some claims but insisted the physical exams were in line with his medical training. The court heard he told some patients everything is connected. The judge accepted Sloka's evidence, saying on Friday the Crown has failed to prove that Dr. Sloka used medical examinations as a ruse to gain access to the bodies of his female patients.
He accepted that Dr. Sloka had a medical purpose for all the impugned physical examinations in this case.
What do we want? Justice!
As supporters of the patients rallied outside, the judge said each complainant provided unreliable evidence and some were deliberately dishonest.
It only makes sense that security took steps that he didn't have to be in close quarters with some people who are very upset with the verdict today.
Ontario's College of Physicians revoked Sloka's medical license in 2019 after it found he committed misconduct. The college says that won't change now that he's been acquitted in court. Thomas Dagg, CBC News, Toronto.
The truck driver found responsible for the deadly Humboldt Broncos bus crash won't be deported yet. Jaspreet Singh Sidhu was set to be deported to India on Monday. In 2018, his semi-truck collided with the junior hockey team's bus, killing 16 players and staff. Today, a federal court justice granted a deferral pending the outcome of another case where Sidhu is fighting to stay in Canada on compassionate grounds. His lawyers say a decision on that could take months. After days of back-and-forth attacks on ships at sea, Iran and the U.S. envoys are heading to Pakistan as a third U.S. aircraft carrier arrives in the Middle East. Sasha Petrusik now on the diplomacy and continuing danger that the ceasefire could collapse.
As the Iranian foreign minister landed, the uncertain promise of peace talks descended on Islamabad. Almost 2 weeks since they broke off in disagreement.
Iranians want to talk. They want to talk in person.
The White House says it's sending 2 top envoys.
The vice president, I understand, is on standby and will be willing to dispatch to Pakistan if we feel it's a necessary use of his time.
Iran says it's only in Islamabad to talk to Pakistani mediators. No talks with U.S. officials are planned. A foreign ministry spokesman says the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports shows nothing but bad faith.
Don't rush me. Don't rush me, Jeff.
With U.S. President Donald Trump insisting he's in no hurry to end the war, there are few conciliatory signals from Washington.
We have all the time in the world, and we're not anxious for a deal.
In fact, the U.S. could use a few more days for its third aircraft carrier to arrive in the region. The George W. Bush is steaming in, and Hegseth says the blockade is set to intensify. He also boasts of seizing 2 Iranian ships in the Indian Ocean. It's a sign the U.S. has decided to flex its muscle, say military analysts, regardless of criticism or consequence, despite assurances it always prefers diplomacy.
Well, now we're back to straight military power, MacArthur type, Patton type, the kind that countries have to sit up and take notice to.
It's very unusual for the U.S. to have 3 aircraft carriers in the Mideast at the same time. And in fact, it hasn't happened since the Iraq War more than 2 decades ago. Now, there's a lot of talk in both the U.S. and Israel that there are plans for a whole set of targets that will be even deadlier. Erica?
Well, Sasha, all of that raises the stakes for these possible talks in Islamabad.
That's right, and it's very, very fluid. With all the posturing and the mixed signals that we are hearing, it will be tough to get the 2 sides to the same table even, and it will be even tougher to get them to agree to anything given all the mistrust.
Thanks for this. That's Sasha Petrusik in Toronto tonight. Our colleagues at Radio-Canada have confirmed that the federal NDP are about to lose another MP. Alexandre Boulerice is expected to announce his resignation on Monday, a serious blow to the already diminished NDP caucus. They will hold just 5 seats. Boulerice came to Ottawa in 2011 as part of Quebec's Orange Wave, one of dozens of NDP MPs from the province, now the last of that group remaining. He's expected to run in the next provincial election for Quebec Solidaire. The Carney government has approved its first pipeline. Enbridge's Sunrise expansion will bring more natural gas through BC to the U.S. border. And as David Thurton explains, another possible BC pipeline is getting a lot more pushback.
Tim Hodgson says since he's become energy minister, Canada is building.
We need to build a Canada defined by delivery, not delay.
The minister announcing the first major pipeline approved under the Carney government.
The Sunrise project will add more than $3 billion to Canada's GDP and generate over $700 million in tax revenues for new roads, new hospitals, and new schools in British Columbia.
Enbridge's $4 billion project expands the capacity of an existing natural gas pipeline that stretches from Chetwynd, BC to the U.S. border, feeding both the province and the world's appetite for more natural gas. But another proposed pipeline through BC is meeting far more resistance.
There is not a world in which the BC government would support a pipeline that required the ships to transit through the tanker ban area.
Negotiations between the Alberta and federal governments over a Pacific Coast oil pipeline are stretching into overtime. An Alberta government official tells CBC News the federal government wants it to consider a pipeline route through southern BC, but that would create more tanker traffic off Vancouver's coast.
I'm a bit skeptical that would be the appropriate route. We're looking for a route that would get us to a deepwater port with very little navigation.
The opposition Conservatives also skeptical of the Liberals' ability to move projects forward.
There have been lots of announcements, lots of press releases, lots of news coverage about bureaucratic busy work.
But the federal government is making bold promises. Hodson says 5 to 10 projects referred to the Major Projects Office will either get the go-ahead or be under construction by spring of next year. David Thornton, CBC News, Ottawa.
Alberta is rolling out new plans to fast-track teacher certification and fill hundreds of vacancies. That includes temporary credentials for tradespeople and professionals. Julia Wong breaks down the changes and the concerns.
In Alberta, there's a new plan to address a teacher shortage. The province will soon open up certification.
We want our children to learn from the best minds our province has to offer.
Expedited teaching certificates will soon be available to Bachelor of Education students in their final year, internationally educated teachers, and eligible tradespeople and skilled professionals who complete teacher preparation courses.
It gives school authorities more options to meet local needs and ensures students benefit from high-quality instruction and a wider range of expertise in the classroom.
Other provinces are also trying to address teacher shortages. In Ontario, Teachers College is going from 2 years to 1. Quebec uses teachers who may not have any post-secondary education at all. Last year, Alberta was short about 500 teachers. Its new plan makes sense to some.
The world is changing, and I think that we need to change with it. I think this is a great example of showing some flexibility to provide what our students really need.
It actually brings people into the profession faster.
But challenges remain, says this expert.
Fast-tracking them is not going to necessarily be a solution to the poor morale that teachers are facing because of classroom conditions.
This Dean of Education worries about what it means for students.
I worry about the learning. I worry about the safety of children. I worry about the care and attention, particularly for those children who need the expertise in terms of the learning needs, the emotional needs.
As for Alberta parents, feelings are mixed.
This sounds more like a Band-Aid. It doesn't seem like a bad idea in terms of getting more teachers out there.
I'd be interested to see what that actually looks like.
The Alberta government says post-secondary institutions will have to apply to offer these new certification programs. So far, none has been approved, but the province says programs could be up and running by this fall. Julia Wong, CBC News, Edmonton.
Fans are flocking to see the new controversial Michael Jackson biopic. It doesn't deal with the sexual abuse allegations against the pop star.
You have to give people not just the king of pop, but you also have to give them Mr. Jackson.
Is the film reshaping Jackson's legacy? That story next.
The Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Mesidor.
And an Ottawa native becomes one of the few Canadians ever selected in the first round of the NFL draft.
Ready to be here, excited to be here.
What he overcame to reach this moment. Plus, why this Ottawa Senators fan is staying as far away as possible from the team.
Hello, Sens fans. As you can see, I am in Asia. This is not AI.
The superstition at play. We're back in 2. In the U.S., a powerful tornado has left parts of an Oklahoma city in ruin. This video conveys the incredible force of the winds as they tore apart buildings in this northern Oklahoma city. No fatalities were reported, but more than a dozen people suffered minor injuries. The cost of all this damage has not yet been estimated. The new Michael Jackson biopic, now poised to set box office records, is drawing criticism for what it doesn't even mention: the continuing allegations of child sexual abuse. Griffin Yeager looks into that.
You're the greatest of all time.
Michael Jackson's signature moves on the big screen in a controversial new biopic. Michael tracks his rise from the Jackson 5 to pop megastar.
Thousands of people.
But some critics take issue with a choice not to include any claims of child sexual abuse Jackson faced.
Filmmakers have a responsibility to at least point towards it.
Originally set for 2025, the movie's release was pushed back a year. The filmmaker's first cut tackled allegations from a 13-year-old boy, but a legal settlement barred them from including it.
The legal reality forced them not to defend Michael, but to kind of just like move the camera elsewhere and just not focus on it or really even acknowledge it.
Produced in cooperation with the estate, it's raising questions about whether the film tries to celebrate or reshape MJ's legacy. In a statement, the estate says the executors have consistently maintained that Michael Jackson is innocent. But critics argue avoiding the allegations does audiences a disservice.
You can celebrate someone while also acknowledging the more uncomfortable aspects of their legacy.
Others say some audiences just want to hear the hits.
They're not there to kind of be confronted with difficult truths. They're there to enjoy his songs and his dancing and kind of relive those iconic moments.
Jackson was acquitted on child abuse charges in 2005, but allegations continue after his death. From the 2019 doc Leaving Neverland to new allegations the New York Times published Friday, a family claiming Jackson's estate knew for years about alleged abuse and failed to intervene.
For as big as this is supposed to be, you got to tell it all.
His former bodyguard says the story should be complete.
You have to give people not just the king of pop, but you also have to give them Mr. Jackson.
But audiences have responded. The film is aiming for a big box office weekend. Griffin Yeager, CBC News, Toronto.
The Los Angeles Chargers have selected a Canadian in the first round of the NFL draft.
You want to get out of the condition that he was in.
Akeem Mesidor's journey from struggle to success. And nearly 1 year since the Lapu-Lapu tragedy.
He stopped breathing 3 times.
How this toddler overcame life-threatening injuries and reunited with the stranger who helped save his life.
Just like an angel for us.
The National breaks down the stories shaping our world. Next. An Ottawa football player is kicking off his NFL career with the LA Chargers. Akeem Mesidor was selected 22nd overall in the draft, the only Canadian defensive player to ever be taken in the first round. Jamie Strachan shows us the emotional moment for the rising star.
The Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Mesidor.
It's the moment Akeem Mesidor has been working towards all his life. The Los Angeles Chargers made the Ottawa native the 6th Canadian ever selected in the first round of the NFL draft. The first hug, his mother Carol, who raised 5 kids on her own while working 3 jobs to support her son's improbable journey. Less than 24 hours after being drafted, Mesidor was in California.
Everything else was really a blur. It was yes sirs and thank yous, and then, yeah, man, I'm just ready to be here, excited to be here.
It's been a long road. As a teen, adversity at home caused him to quit the game.
And I didn't see him for 2-3 weeks. I called multiple times, and I finally realized that he was working on dominoes.
Coach Victor Todondo, who first met Mesidor as a 9-year-old boy, convinced him football offered a path forward.
That was his motivation, right? He wanted to get out of the condition that he was in. That was it'd been his drive. He had a chip on his shoulder from the get-go.
2nd and 10. Mesidor finished his college career at Miami as one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
He's also capitalized on the chances, let's say, that he's been earned.
Those are looking to throw on 2nd and 10.
I don't even want to say that he's been given, because I think he's truly earned every opportunity that he's gotten.
His attitude off the field also impressed teams.
I love helping people, young athletes, even collegiate athletes who still need help, whatever it is. I'm always available.
The handful of Canadians who have made a mark in the NFL applaud Mesidor's achievement, but warn that success can be difficult.
Whenever I'm speaking to young guys, I really press the point of it's going to be shorter than you think, and don't let any opportunity pass you by.
Before playing a single down in the NFL, Mesidor is expected to sign a contract worth around $20 million, a payoff for him and his family after years of struggle. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Toronto.
On tonight's Breakdown, a mother and father share their family's comeback story, and a golf success story assesses the future after Iranian attacks. We're in Dubai, where investors and tourists are attracted by the promise of safety.
As long as Dubai avoids catastrophic damage, which it has avoided, the majority will probably stay.
But are the drones and missiles gone for good? But first.
So grateful that God gave us another life again.
After a car rammed into a crowd a year ago, their little boy clung to life. A remarkable journey of recovery.
He's smiling, and I felt so good.
Plus, the stranger who saved him. Lindsay Duncombe looks at how a terrifying incident at a street festival changed all their lives.
Oh my gosh. No.
Moments like these feel like miracles for the De La Cruz family.
Let's go. I'm so thankful that Jeb can walk, can play, just like a normal kid.
Recovery few could have imagined a year ago.
1, 2, go!
When bystanders rushed to save the toddler critically hurt in the attack on the Lapu-Lapu Day Festival.
I'm so grateful that God gave us another life again.
But it's still hard.
The flashbacks, it's traumatizing still.
It was such a beautiful day, a celebration of Filipino culture in East Vancouver. Val de la Cruz finished his shift as a delivery driver for a linen company and met his wife, his 22-month-old son Jeb, and his 6-month-old daughter at the festival.
They're enjoying, there's a concert, there's a food.
Jeb was dancing. De La Cruz picked him up. They went to the food trucks for lemonade.
I'm carrying Jeb. Then suddenly it's like, I see like a white thing.
White?
Like a white and nothing. It's like nothing. It's like only white that I saw.
Oh my Val and Jeb de la Cruz were victims in a devastating attack. A black SUV sped into the crowd, hitting people. Dozens injured, 11 killed.
In the middle of the street, that's when it happened. It's like a loud, constant bang noise. It's like bang, bang, bang. It's like, what's happening?
Julius Anya heard the impact. He's a nurse.
Total silence for a few seconds. And you hear people screaming. It's not good.
We are now Fraser 41st. Emergency has been dispatched.
Anya was carrying his son, looking for the rest of his family.
There's a baby over there.
When he saw Jeb de la Cruz.
Baby over under the truck.
I found this young kid embraced by his mom. Looked dusky. With the medical knowledge that I have, it's like, this is not good.
Val is beside me. Jeb is in front of me.
That mom was Jenilyn Espinoza. She was holding Jeb. She also trained as a nurse and was trying to save her son.
I'm in pain. I'm in panic. I keep myself calm that time. I shout, I scream for help.
It's like, I'm a nurse. Do you want me to help you?
Anya asked to help.
So I did check the kid, lay him on the ground, not breathing, dusky colored, blue lips, no pulse. So I did start CPR right away. After one cycle, for probably a couple of minutes, he came back. The color went back, and he started like a very weak cry. And then he stopped breathing again. He went gray again. I have to do CPR again. And it happened 3 times.
He stopped breathing 3 times.
He stopped breathing 3 times.
Paramedics arrive. The father goes to one hospital, the son to another.
I remember looking at the stretcher going away. I was like, I really hope you make it. It lingered to my head, like, what if he doesn't make it?
Jeb de la Cruz suffered severe injuries, a skull fracture, broken ribs, broken clavicle, a lacerated spleen, damage to multiple organs.
I'm just so hopeful that he is alive.
In a different hospital, Val de la Cruz woke up with a head injury, a damaged shoulder, and shame.
When I was in the hospital, I'm really thinking that it's my fault. I'm the one who's holding with him. I didn't even protecting him that time. That's what I'm thinking.
Doctors kept Jeb in an induced coma for 2 weeks. When they woke him up, the toddler wanted to move but had to stay still. He turned 2 in hospital.
Come.
And kept getting better and better.
And after 2 months, yes, Jeb did a lot of improvements as well. It's just little by little.
Let's do it. Let's do this one. Come on in. Come on.
Now, look. Jeb has to be careful not to bang his head, but he is so much better, down to checkups at the hospital every 3 months.
Hello, hello. So let's play it with this one that you like. Here. Okay, ready? Let's play. Loud, 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 loud.
This is his twice-weekly music class.
Yellow, green, orange, blue, purple, white, red.
He's moving pain-free, learning quickly.
Okay, sweetie, let's go. Let's go back, sit down.
And teacher Heather Darris believes he's healing emotionally, too.
He's really, really strong, despite all the trauma the family went through, but he's still enjoying himself. He's really, really remarkable and enjoying the moment. Red, red, red. Excellent.
It's like normal kid. When I saw him at music therapy, like no accident happened to us.
Tap, 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 tap. Now boom, 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 boom. Scrap.
Bright moments in a life still colored by pain.
Look down, look up. You know, it hurts a little bit, huh?
Val de la Cruz's injuries are debilitating.
It's a little bit uncomfortable. Okay.
His shoulder hurts the most.
Back down, controlled, slowly. That's it.
Physical therapy sessions like this help, but only briefly.
It helps maybe 2 hours. Then after 4 hours, the pain is still there.
Let me know if it's too uncomfortable. Okay?
He can't carry his kids. He can't drive, can't work. There's insurance and donations, but money is tight.
The father is the one who providing everything, you know. Every day you have to think every day what you're gonna do, what you're gonna give it to your family.
He's on a waiting list to see a surgeon for his shoulder. It could all take a year, maybe 2.
Let's wait. Get some rest. How are you feeling now? Better? It hurts, yeah.
it's tough for his wife to see him in pain.
And then sometimes you can see him stuck in that place. Stuck? Stuck. Just sitting there.
Worry is never far away. The family sticks close to home. They're scared about cars, about crowded spaces, about Jeb getting hurt. But it's getting better.
My hope is for us to be normal again, for us to have some bonding with our family again, with friends, and to engage with the people, with the community. We're trying to face our fear.
It's been tough for nurse Julius Onya, too.
It's really hard for me to cross the street.
Cross any street?
Any street at that point. But it's like, you know, try to cope with it. It's better every day.
This is the first time he's visited the memorial at the festival site.
It feels like fresh in my mind again.
He found Jeb's story on social media. He reached out to the family and kept getting updates on the boy's recovery.
It could have been hard for me to cope had it not been a good outcome for Jeb and if I did not get any information from the family.
Then, a few months ago, they met. A reunion at Jeb's little sister's birthday party.
I was like looking at the kid. This is the same kid I did CPR on. And he's walking, he's talking, he's smiling, and I felt so good. I felt so good.
So I thank him a lot. I'm always thinking about maybe someone sent Julius that day to help us. It's like an angel for us.
Val de la Cruz feels that way too.
God gave us again a second life, for sure.
A second life.
A second life, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So much is different. So much is hard. But their son survived.
Whoa.
They are together, and that feels like a miracle.
The De La Cruz family, Erica, will mark this weekend by visiting the grave of one of the victims of the attack, and then they plan to have dinner with family.
And Lindsay, how are the other injured victims doing?
Well, there's a lot of suffering, Erica, and like Val, a lot of frustration dealing with the healthcare system. Victims have complained about wait lists for things like MRIs, and some are seeking out private care.
Okay, thanks for this. Lindsay Duncombe in Vancouver. Coming up, Iran's regional strikes in its war with the U.S. and Israel targeted one place more than any other.
The UAE received more missiles, more drones than any other country in the region, including Israel.
As a ceasefire holds for now, what some who live in Dubai think about its future. Next. After the U.S. and Israel attacked it, Iran struck back at regional targets, including Dubai. Suddenly, a place built on promises of security and stability was dealing with the danger posed by military drones and ballistic missiles, threats which haven't gone away. While a ceasefire has been holding so far, the immediate prospects in the region are not certain. Megan Williams spoke to some there, including Canadian expats, about their thoughts on the future of Dubai.
Before February 28th, Dubai was one of the world's great boom towns. Now, with the ceasefire, it's holding its breath.
Oh my God! In the 40 days of active warfare, the UAE received more missiles, more drones than any other country in the region, including Israel.
50 years ago, this was desert. Today, it's one of the world's most dazzling cities. 17 million tourists a year, a global hub for aviation and shipping. Dubai Port controls 250 terminals worldwide, 1,000 logistics hubs, and a low-tax finance center that has drawn millions from around the world. Dismissed by some as an influencer playground, or attracting tax dodgers and shady money, but also immigrants that can't access other countries.
Dubai has become this place for much of the global south where people can come and realize their dreams and have this place where they can raise their children and not be afraid for their lives.
Canadians have come too, like Diana Pompey, who moved here 6 years ago to the place she now calls hotel home.
Right now, I really am not trying to butter this up. We honestly feel, my husband and myself feel very safe here.
Despite the missiles and drones, they've stayed, while many others have not.
We don't have taxation, right? So that's maybe the main reason why they came here. Or let's say a family could come here and with maybe a normal salary were able to get a nanny, and therefore both the parents were able to work. So what happens now is that they've decided to go back home.
Montrealer Aziz Moulay Shah arrived as a Canadian diplomat nearly 20 years ago. He loved it so much, he quit the Foreign Service to stay.
It was in sharp contrast to Canada, and there's nothing wrong with Canada, but Canada is a developed Western economy, and it's very set in its ways. And here was a country, you know, and I was in the middle of it saying, we're going to be everywhere. And we're going to try everything we can, right? We've got the money to do it, so let's explore and let's try things and let's take risks.
Dubai's miracle, he admits, came at a price. More than 90% of the population are foreign nationals. None can ever become a citizen. And for the low-wage workers who built the city, the conditions are often harsh.
And of course, there are all the arguments, right? Oh, but they make more money here than they would back home. It's all their choice. And I've had these debates, and it's not true. Some of them are trafficked here. There's networks of traffickers. They're promised one role and one salary, and they're not. So lots of bad things happen here.
He says the laws are improving, and he thinks Dubai will eventually align with Western standards on labor. Still,
either you accept it and choose to live here, or you say, it's just, it bothers me too much, and I can't do it. My mother is one of them. She will not come here. And she will not come here because she doesn't want to see laborers exploited.
Dubai is also now projecting something unexpected. Community pride, after so successfully defending itself from Iran's retaliatory projectiles. But defense isn't the same as recovery.
The key is to see whether this is a protracted situation or whether there is some resolution. As long as Dubai avoids catastrophic damage, which it has avoided, the majority will probably stay.
Dubai built its empire on one promise, that it was safe to do business here. That promise now rests on the Strait of Hormuz, where 1/5 of the world's oil and gas flows, including the UAE's own. Whether it stays open may be the only question that matters.
The economic costs of Iran's strikes include direct damage to infrastructure and a sharp reduction in tourism, including the cancellation of thousands of flights. Coming up, why an Ottawa Senators fan is hiding out in Taiwan for the good of the team.
It was wrong of me to unleash this string of bad luck on our favorite team.
The superstition that's keeping him there, next in our moment. This is Kyle Ivan, an Ottawa Senators fan in Taiwan. He recently put out a parody song cheering on the team for the Stanley Cup playoffs, but that caused controversy. Fans think his song is to blame for the team's losses, so he is staying clear of Ottawa for now. The superstition that led him to the other side of the world makes our moment.
Hello, Sens fans. Kyle Ivan here. As you can see, I am in Asia. This is not AI.
I am here in Taipei, Taiwan. I was banished here by the Ottawa Senators for cursing the team with my parody song. hockey fans, very superstitious community. Put it out, had some backlash, and then suddenly the team's losing. The Sens actually reached out to me and we wanted to maybe lean into this controversy. We landed upon an apology video and banishment to Taipei.
It was wrong of me to unleash this string of bad luck on our favorite team.
Some fans just want to banish me either way, which is hilarious. If they win, he's got to stay there forever. If they lose, he's got to stay there forever. The mayor very formally thanked me. It's really funny to be thanked for being banished from a city. I think we all hope they could at least win one game, because that's going to really be on my record for a while. Now that I'm on the other side of the world, it's up to the rest of the fans. A little bittersweet, but I'm glad the fun could spread far and wide through our towns.
Okay, now, truth be told, Kyle was already in Taiwan when the Senators reached out, and he agreed to play along with this ruse of being banished until the Senators have finished their run against Carolina. Not a bad way to take one for the team. From all of us at The National, thank you for being with us. I'm Erica Johnson in Vancouver. Take care.